Welcome to podcast number 10. This was recorded by me, Tom, until obviously we're in Scotland together. I'm recording this little bit now that I'm back home and editing it all together. It's an absolute nightmare to do, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Basically, what I did is I set out a form for people to ask questions, and we answered them to varying success. Enjoy. Sequence.
We could do that.
Could do.
Yeah. Right, you're going to do an intro?
No, I think we'll just talk because I think it'd be less awkward if we just talk.
Yeah.
Right, podcast. How fast do you run?
I don't know. I just run.
You just run. Do you run?
That's a very good question. I've never seen myself run, so
We could make it quick if you're running.
Man, just to fucking take your eyes out and look at yourself running.
I can speed walk, but that's
You can't speed run.
I haven't run in about.
the moment I start sprinting. I'm just like, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Inhaler.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, obviously I play table tennis a lot, so.
You don't run though. You kind of just jump.
Besides that, you do run as well, especially in warm up. So, yeah. Anyway, next.
What got you into racing? Do you want to start with that one? We'll go left to right.
Yeah.
What got us into racing?
Well, I've been playing racing games for like 14 years now, so. In 2005 or 2006, I got some crappy Staples games.
Do you remember even what they were?
There was some sort of I don't know, it's like tricycle racer or something.
Tricycle.
Yeah, no, really. I spent hours on that making
What the hell does that
tracks
even
and shit
exist?
and playing with my brother at the time. Yeah, and then it was Need for Speed Carbon, and various other Need for Speed games, Juice, and then I got into. I think we got into Race 07 first.
Well, 2013 we got to race
That was
I remember we
2013.
bought that.
Yeah, because I sort of just didn't really do anything for a couple of years. I was playing Minecraft a lot. With
Yeah.
you and James.
Oh yeah.
Chris.
Oh yeah.
And then we got into Race 07 and we did that for a while. We did Need for Speed World for a while, and then we got into iRacing.
Need for Speed
been-
dead.
Yeah.
The new version of it is okay, but the problem, there's not enough player base for it to be
Yeah,
fun.
no, really
The
with
whole-
that sort of thing you need like 5,000 concurrent
I
players.
don't know if you ever played it in its peak, because I know you obviously.
I know I played it before, but
With RRC we've tried.
Yeah.
Obviously we messed around
We
with it a little
tried
bit,
to-
but it's
We tried to make a league.
the
But
whole fun of it was the fact you had like
that you'd have
thousands,
lobby
you'd
racing.
have
and
thousands
random
of people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I got into racing quite late on actually. I've always liked cars, It's kind of the typical thing of, parents got me into cars at a very early age, but in terms of actually motorsport and racing, pretty much around when me and Tom were messing around on Race 7.
Yeah.
And then just kind of started watching F1 in 2015 and then went from there really, so kind of boring for me, kind of late for me. 2015 was like the first proper stuff I started doing.
it was for me. It was just when I was younger, just watching my mum watching the F1. Like I would normally sit with her and watch it,
Yeah.
and we would cheer on Michael and stuff. And I also had a few
Not
race.
David?
No, not back then.
Not
I don't
right.
think my mum liked David Coulthard for some reason.
Oh,
So
traitor.
alright. But yeah, I also had a few of the Formula 1 games and a few NASCAR games for the
Like the
PS1.
Heat sort of stuff.
PlayStation 1.
Well, I have no bloody clue.
And that was the first racing games I can remember playing.
Yeah.
That's got Heat 1 wasn't until 2013, Tom.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
I didn't know.
old.
I didn't bloody know.
And then just a few Gran Turismo games.
Yeah.
And then I went over to the Forza side of things.
You had a PlayStation
Forza.
1.
Didn't realise.
I really enjoyed Forza Horizon 1.
Yeah,
That was
Horizon
a
was
lot of
really,
fun.
really good. Yeah.
You had that and you basically completed 3 or 4 times over.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So I did.
It wasn't a
lead on that,
massive
so.
game to be fair, but
No, but it was well made. It was definitely the best Horizon in my opinion. So next,
let's do it.
okay.
In terms of road racing or racing in general, obviously you have done more sim racing than
Yeah.
road racing. Expectations coming into it, did you think you'd do well immediately or?
Well, at that point, this is 2016. This is before I had a wheel, so I did everything on keyboard already. I did Need for Speed World on keyboard. I did Race 07 on keyboard. I was pretty comfortable with it from the start. To be fair, it was a bit of a different approach, obviously, with the Roblox cars, even before PGS update. So, yeah, no, I was pretty confident. I knew I could get to the top of the game. So, There you go. I thought shouldn't be any much different in Roblox.
I think my first proper league, so to say, were in Roblox. Coming into it, I mean, I knew I was alright.
Well,
I won my first race.
You were heel and toe.
I kind of just wanted to race. I don't really care. Once I got the first couple of titles, that's where I began actually like trying to win more. But I kind of didn't really have many expectations into it, other than like doing as well as I could. So, kind of here and all there.
Yeah.
You did MRTI as your first.
Yeah, I did MRTI. Basically, normally whenever I go into a new league, I always set the bar low because half the time I don't know what the skill level of the drivers are in said league. So if you set the bar low, you're not gonna like disappoint yourself as much if you do get a bad result. But I mean, some of these leagues have actually been no bad in, especially recently with RTCC.
They've been doing quite
RTC has been good. It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been. I think with other cars, despite the fact they're kind of difficult in their own way to drive, it brings people a lot closer because they're just not quick in
It's
general.
more about optimisation.
I think that's just that one. Favorite foods. For me, I like things like pasta. I like crap. Just like Subways and that sort of shit.
Literal crap.
I always like. I've got some. What are they over there?
The Cheers.
The Cheers. The sour
Cheers
Cheers.
Extreme Chewy Mix, Sour Apple, and
Those-
Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti.
Those are really nice. So that's the sort of thing I go for. Lasagna. If I'm ever offered that, I will say yes 100% of the time.
I used to be into lasagna when I was like 5. Not
Into it.
anymore.
Want to marry it?
I like pizza.
Pizza Ben.
I like.
I'm
Take
yeah,
that
I'm
out
gonna
of
eat your
context.
pizza.
Take that out of context.
He's come to eat you.
Yeah, you better not ever meet me. I'm gonna eat you.
You used to hate pizza, I swear.
I did.
Because you
Not
had
anymore.
some sort of weird anti-fetish against cheese.
Yeah, I did. And I tried it again.
So is that your only answer? Just pizza?
Just pizza.
Pizza. There you go. Fucking pizza. Also custard creams. There you go.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's all you eat, I swear. That's all I see you eat anyway. That's all I see you eat is custard creams.
I do myself. I love
Cheese?
it. Yeah, it's cheese, like cheesecakes, like the New York cheesecakes you get. Like those ones are really good. Garlic bread, which I had like this morning. Don't worry about it.
For breakfast.
For like 9 a.m. breakfast. Don't worry about it. And I know it's kind of like a seasonal food, but I love it. It's the pigs and blankets.
Yeah.
Those things,
those are
I
nice.
can't get enough of them.
I don't like them actually very much. They're like not bitter, but it's not
Bitter?
not really bitter, so to say. But
It's bacon on sausage.
just
How
not.
could it be bitter?
I said it wasn't. It's like similar though. It's just not very nice.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Okay.
Any other comments on foods? No. Good. Oh shit.
Oh no.
If you could throw a cat out a shipping container while eating bread, would you do it? The only catch is you're banned from blinking. Panda always puts in here, so why not? There's no answer for it. But
I mean, it depends if the Pope's around. Like, you don't want to do it with the Pope's around because then you get into trouble. So
he's busy with the kids. It's fine.
yeah. Right. So we're fine then.
But what if you're on the shipping container?
Well, that means you just throw it downwards.
Slam dunk.
You slam dunk the cat.
You just break the cat. Okay.
The only catch is you're banned from blinking. Though. How long do you think you can?
How hard can you throw a cat to the point where you'd have to blink?
It's fine. Just use
before
eye
that?
drops. Just
do it really quickly.
Just yeet it straight upwards.
Well, no, it doesn't say how long it takes, so you can grab the cat, quickly eat bread, not blink, and just go. One. Cat
Yeah.
dead. You haven't blinked. Boom. Solid.
Yeah.
What if the cat levitates?
that.
Well, it doesn't specify that it has to hit the shipping container. So.
Just falls into the ocean.
Unanchor it.
I'd thrust it.
Next. Enough of that shit question.
Right. Downhill parts of your row racing experience. So anything that you think has gone particularly badly, or you look back at it and wish you could do something different. And what would you say sort of impacted you the worst?
RRC season 7 for me. I think 7. When was I at Renault? Was that season 8?
That was 7. Yeah, it was 7.
No, season 7 I was Jordan, wasn't I?
No, that was more.
No, that's yeah. Okay, so season 7, because I guess it was my first time back in my racing, so I can't really expect much. But I just drove too desperately. Really, I wasn't really settled at that point. I was always pushing too hard, so I made way too many mistakes. I've pretty much been on the up since then, so I don't really have much to say. So other than HRO, the one race that I did, blowing up into a tyre wall immediately, and well, it's a crash wall. So
I mean, I've raced for so long at this point that memories kind of just fade, and like downhill, I don't know. I guess Super Formula Season 1 didn't really go very well for me. I wasn't racing very well myself, and just everything at that point in time was just a bit shit. So that was kind of the worst I've raced for a while. I mean, in the end, I kind of recovered and started doing not as good as I have been, but still, I'm still winning and still winning titles. So it doesn't make too much of a difference whether I'm like 2 tenths ahead or a second ahead.
That was just the car that wasn't really suited to you. So.
The first couple of seasons I did RRC and then HRO, they went awful. I'd either win in RRC or DNF. Yeah. HRO did one race, won it, and then the rest I just gave up on because it was awful. So I guess those were sort of the worst parts. I mean, road racing for me, it's treated me pretty well so far.
Season 8 for me in RRC was probably my downhill part of my career. I think half the races I didn't score points in that season.
Oh right, yeah. What? And
I still finished 8th, which is still not bad, but only having 18 points at the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's not normal for me normally.
Yeah. Where did you finish season 9? You
were third.
Yeah.
Because I was with you.
Yeah. Well.
I was with you in a top team.
40 something, didn't you? 50.
I don't remember.
I got a good chunk of points
50
anyway.
Points or something, which is
53, I think it was.
If I'd been bothered, I'd have loaded everything up so we could actually click through and have a look.
Yeah,
that's quite good. Yeah, it's not bad. So I remember Drag was.
I mean, this season's been a bit sort of up and down.
I think the only up point for me in season 8 was that pole I got at Canada. And still finishing third after all that.
The race of death, though. So everyone dies.
Not on the calendar next season, though.
Thank fucking God.
I just yeeted it through that final chicane and somehow didn't make contact with anything in Q3.
Well, I've had one good Canada, that's it. Yeah, that was this season, obviously. So.
Predictions for the F1 2020 season, and then we've got suggesting maybe to review it throughout the season. I don't know if we will, but I guess we can make some predictions. I guess we'll go for
the obvious ones
3 or 4 each.
We'll do championship order, then best teammate of each team, or something like that.
I'd just say make a few rather than go through just
maybe a top 3 of the season.
Make a few pot shots. What do you think?
Right. Okay. Yeah. So surprise shots then. All right, Chris, you can go first. Let's think about it. I can get a drink.
Okay. I'll cut this
out. Drink. Overview.
Yeah, sure.
I'll have to do a lot of editing for this.
No, we don't need to edit. Keep this in there. Listen to this ASMR tango drinking.
I've got Luke say down.
Water's fine, aye.
I mean, I see Red Bull doing better because Honda will just naturally get better.
I think, generally speaking, Red Bull will do better than Ferrari, in my opinion, this season.
I see Mercedes winning again.
It'll be Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari.
I don't see how Ferrari can challenge again.
Yeah, Red Bull's the main challenge.
I see Leclerc beating
Vettel. Yeah,
I agree.
Didn't he beat him this season as well?
Yeah, he does.
I got it.
I would see.
Let's see.
In terms of the mid order, I see McLaren doing better.
Yeah.
Renault, I think will.
I think McLaren is going to get.
Renault might.
There's balls of prediction here. McLaren's going to get 2 podiums next year. Or this year.
They got one last year. Was it one? It might be in 2 actually.
No, it's 1.
No, it's 1.
No. Yeah. That could be. I've got the other one for Brandon. random shit.
Well, Kvyat got one and Gasly got one.
I'm going to say that Sainz smashes Norris this year.
I don't think so because
By a bigger margin.
it was
than
Norris's
last year.
debut.
What about Albon in a way? Do you think he'll stay ahead of them all, or
Yeah, I mean he can he can only
If Red Bull gets better, then he's definitely gets
he
better.
can only get better.
If McLaren gets way better, then no.
He can't get worse. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, no, he's a good driver. He's not that bad.
my bold prediction: Albon to finish ahead of Vettel in the drivers' standings.
Depends on Red Bull, let's say.
I
They're
just
both-
think
they're both
Ferrari are
pretty good
getting,
drivers.
yeah, you know.
So I guess we'll start up again. So now that we've had a bit of time to have a think, predictions for next season of real life Formula One.
Championship order: Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, Renault. Racing points: Toro Rosso. Who else?
Well, it'll be AlphaTauri, won't it?
That's right. Whatever. Alfa Romeo. That's A, I think.
Yeah, and then
We've got
Haas and
Haas and
Williams.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. I guess we'll sort of
I agree
go
with that
through
one. That's
to and from. I see Mercedes winning it easily.
Yeah.
There's nothing to stop them. The regulations haven't changed. They just have a very, fluid team that just don't fail. I see Red Bull doing better. I feel like it's going to be more Red Bull versus Ferrari for second. I think it'll be close because ultimately Ferrari, as much as they're not doing great, they're still not doing appallingly. I think for fourth, probably McLaren again. If they keep going the way they are, then they're just getting, again, better and better. I think Renault fifth still. Unless they really start investing a lot more money, which is what they haven't been
probably
doing
going
yet.
to target 21 now. So there's a big company.
I think Racing Point will be in there.
Yeah.
If what they're saying about investment and whatnot is true, then they're going to be pumping a lot of money into next season compared to what they have for this season. Obviously, this is the
Well, they basically didn't really update the car this year, did
well,
they?
it was kind of
It just stopped.
it was the year of whether they went from Force India to Racing Point properly
That's true. Yeah.
with change of ownership
That's-
and all that. So didn't really have an opportunity to let the finance actually influence anything. For the rest of the grid, Haas are going to do terrible again, and unless they sort out their car problems, which, if you look at how late it took them to sort them out originally, I don't think they will. I see AlphaTauri probably being on Toro this year though.
ready for a third issue in a row at Melbourne for Haas.
Oh yeah.
Pit problems again. Yeah, all wheels going to fall off this time. Any other surprises? I would say Leclerc's going to be Vettel again, even more. Maybe Vettel will end up retiring after the year. I don't know.
Yeah, because his
Verstappen-
contract ends at the
I
end of
think
the
Verstappen
season.
is
doesn't it?
definitely going to outperform Leclerc this year.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Verstappen versus
I rate
Bottas, maybe.
Verstappen higher. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Especially if Red
I
Bull
see
was
Hamilton taking his 7th title
Yeah.
very easily.
Well,
It's just kind of inevitable at this
Yeah.
point. I think we'll have to wait until 2021 to see any proper
Changes.
change-ups.
Yeah.
Because ultimately this is just too... I mean, we're keeping the same tyres, the regulate... Are there any regulations changing for the 2020?
I think it's just stable.
It's all the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
all they can do is what they did for like 2016 in F1, where just fighting tweaks and getting it perfect.
Yep.
So-
what about rookies then?
Well,
Well,
rookies...
there's only 1 year rookie, isn't there?
There's Latifi.
Latifi.
Is that it?
Ocon is coming back to
Ocon,
Renault.
Ocon's
yeah.
going
He's
to
not a
Renault.
rookie. He's not a rookie.
Well, but
he's back
he
in.
is in these regulations, isn't he? He was 2016, right?
No,
No, it was 2018.
2018.
He's only been out for a year.
Okay, well.
Would
What do
you
you
say
think?
anything different to us for order predictions?
No, I think it's pretty solid. Yeah, like the orders that were given.
I think Russell's going to beat Latifi. I don't really know much about Latifi there, so.
Latifi's not. He's basically another. Not really another Kubica in the sense of he's actually a rookie this time, but
Yeah,
pace wise he's got very little junior credibility.
right.
He did mediocre enough to. He was in there for God knows how many years. He is very much there for money. Unfortunately, he's going to be outperformed.
Yeah.
Russell is a top class driver, it's visible. Latifi is not, so that's a pretty easy one to answer. Ocon versus Ricciardo will be interesting. I think Ricciardo will get it simply because Ocon's been out for a year. No, no matter how much sim testing he's done, he's only had like a couple. Has he had any FP outings actually?
No, I don't think so.
So he's been out for a year.
Yeah.
He's going to take a few races to get.
It'll take a couple of races to get up to speed, and then, well, I don't know. Ocon is quite good though. He was on sort of on par with Perez when he was at Force India with them. So and we know how good Perez is. So yes, I don't know. That could be quite even actually. Next.
Depends on the car as well, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's true. What does it smell like? Scotland?
Here we go. We went from really serious topic to.
What does it smell like in Scotland? It smells.
It smells Scottish.
It smells of smell. I don't know who submitted this one, but I put it in here.
But just get a Scotland scented candle or something if you want to find out.
It smells blue and
Well,
white.
if you decide to buy a candle, it smells like flowers.
Who is your favourite racing driver?
I guess we'll go with all time for this.
All time.
So, we'll change it up.
I mean,
Logically, I
It's-
think I know your answer.
what do you think it is? Like, I'm stuck. Like I want to say from childhood it was Michael Schumacher.
If we're going
But
from Scottish drivers,
I
you've got like
I just
Coulthard,
love-
Jim Clark.
I just love Coulthard though. It's just
Love him.
you mean, not that, but
He really
you're
does.
shut. His big Cuba head.
Big
No,
square
but like, so we're going by all time, not just like the current grid or anything.
You know, whoever you really follow.
Well, I mean that would be Michael in that case.
Alright.
For me, I mean, Button or Leclerc. I guess it's fairly easy. I mean, I only started watching F1 in 2015, so obviously there's only so many drivers that I could pick from, and that was my main motorsport. So I would probably go for Button, then probably Verline. Duh. He's an FE now though. No, Verline. I'd go for, just because he yeeted the fuck out of that.
I mean,
man.
it doesn't say it has to be an F1 driver. Like
I
most of
only
them.
mainly follow. I mean, other than like BTCC, and sort of WEC.
I follow nothing apart from F1, so
I would go for Verline.
I like Button. I like Button a lot. He's sort of just a kind of more fun driver for us, so at least that's how I see him. Yeah. Next.
Nice and easy. Do you agree with China's one-child
Interesting
policy?
question.
I thought I'd put a bit of politics in here, but there were a few that I didn't include. Brexit.
Just Brexit.
Yeah, whoever put just Brexit, I
Someone did,
will murder you.
Someone did just put that. Yeah. Do you agree with that?
I mean, I'd never heard about this. Like, I didn't know this was a thing.
It's been a thing for goodness so
Like-
long.
Yeah. For a bit.
So basically, they can't have more than
Yeah.
one child in a
Yeah.
family.
Oh, I don't know how it works if you remarry,
Yeah, because say if you've got like,
because that's a different family.
I
yeah,
don't know how marriage works.
But
Marriage
if you
laws
treat
work
it
in
as
China anyway,
once
so-
they have a child, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, because of how big China's population is, I kind of do agree with it.
But from
because-
the liberty side of things, it's not.
It's not. No, it's not. It's in terms of going for freedom, it's obviously not free. But in terms of China, specifically China here, not any other country, their population is getting so out of control.
It makes economic sense for China to do this.
It's their population is so out of control. Yes. For any other country, definitely no.
Yeah, well, India, but that's about it. Yeah, no, well, I can't, if I'm sticking to my principles, I can't say yes, it's a good thing, but it does make sense in a way. So,
yeah.
hard question.
Anything to add?
No,
No,
I'm
nothing.
just,
Nothing.
I'm just.
Oh, leave that one then.
Hang on.
What?
I've got something. It'd be better if they did something about the city-rural split, though, because I know that China has massive population sort of clusters in the cities and just around, and then fucking
Not
nothing
a
in
lot else,
between.
but yeah.
They have a lot of land to use, and they're not using it at all. So better would be to develop the rural areas, I'd say.
I guess that is the
So,
issue with the country is
yeah.
developed so quickly.
Yeah, is it all clusters? But,
Okay.
yeah.
Now we can. What would you say is the best road racing league and the worst?
The worst.
I
Hang
guess
on.
the worst is easy.
Well, the worst that
harder
I've
to
come
answer.
across is the Catch was racing in the league. We went to it. They were a really fucking terrible Monaco.
Wasn't that also called Formula Championship?
It might have been. I don't know.
Not great.
It
one.
isn't-
Not,
Right.
it's not great.
Great, we're not offending you.
It's not great. Well, it might have been, but I think it was.
If
another
it
one.
was Greats League, then he needs to die.
But yeah, it was a really. Yeah,
It
those.
was Monaco with 90-degree corners and flatness.
Now, is this like leagues I've raced in, or just that I
Just
know
seen.
exist?
Just
Yeah.
what would you say is the worst that you've seen? I mean,
I'm gonna be one of those guys and say R2, but like,
Well, fair enough.
yeah.
in terms of how it's run, yeah. I don't know. I mean, they steal everything, so yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
The worst. I mean, there's been some awful, god awful leagues. There's been loads of god awful leagues. Trying to think through the back catalogue of ones I've known about. RKL.
Is that Killers?
New. That was LGKC. RKL was a karting league ran by Dunn. 1, 2, whatever
Right,
the numbers
yeah.
are, and it was. God, I won one race there, and I don't even count it on my record because it's awful. It's really bad. They ran the pre-model karts. They had no driver. They had no any rules basically. They counted drivers wrong. They would just they would rig races, and it was awful. If you've been, a few people have been to those races, you know how bad it was. That's what I'd say the worst is. I mean, obviously, because I own it, I'd say the best is obviously RRC. There are, in terms of other good, I mean, obviously Panda ran FS, and that was bloody good.
Mm.
In terms of custom car leagues, that's as good as you get.
Yeah.
But, well, that's ended now, so.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, it just doesn't specify currently
Yeah.
running.
It's
It just
peak
specifies best road racing league.
then.
FS and RRC.
RRC is good. Sometimes I just don't agree with Collide personally, but that's just me.
But not full club, but partial club, so
I
get fucked.
in ways IGL is really good because it encourages close racing, but in other ways it's really crap because the circuit fucks you if you're slightly quicker. So yeah, I like IRL as well. IRL's good, but it's just sort of like a regular no Collide upgrade system league, but it's run well, so yeah.
Well, obviously for me, I'm gonna say RRC. Like I've done 100 races. That I'm still enjoying it. There's also, I mean, I know it's still quite new, but I am enjoying Polk's RTCC league. Like it's good fun. And yeah.
Worst?
You heard me.
Yeah,
R2.
Oh,
R2.
R2, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Right, it's when the space going only I can answer, which is how RRC began. I've told it plenty of times, but
And a male car and a female car get together.
I added it just to sort of clarify for those who don't know. Basically, Captain Red owned the original RRC back in 2016. I raced in that was my first league, and then because the league went to shit, it ended. And then around probably the end of 2016, I kind of wanted to run my own league. And RRC was one that I saw, it was unused, it was useless. So rather than, because at the time, I don't know if you have to now, but you had to buy groups for like 100 or 200 Robux.
I remember that.
Captain had one, so I just asked him, if I just give you like 20 Robux or something, can I have the group? So he just gave me the group, and then I was like planning for a few months on how I wanted the league to be and what I wanted to do with it, with the first idea being the whole era thing that we do now. And then we kind of just, I think I started just mentioning around league places, I'm starting a league, do you want to join it? And then some people like Tail.
Some of us just wandered into it one
Yeah,
day.
you followed friends, I think a few
you
others.
got-
It
quite a
was
few
Crazy Pizza I followed.
Yeah,
Right,
a
we've
few,
got quite a few people from HRO.
yeah,
I
and a
remember
few
one of the
people just
races.
followed in from friends being in the game, so it kind of just developed from there. And then, it just kind of went up and up and up.
And now we exist in season 10.
10, nearly 11. And
10.
I know.
we've only got 3 races to
Yeah.
go now from when this is recorded.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can. I mean, obviously, yeah, we kind of started after HRO began and then died. So that's your basic answer. I could probably go into more detail, but I think that will do.
That's about it.
I've covered it so many times that most people should know by now.
Favourite racing car?
Favourite racing car ever? I actually don't really have a good answer for this one because there's a lot I do like.
I mean, the one car that I honestly like to use, it is like a sport, like it's like, I'm going to go by Hot Pursuit terms, it's an exotic car, the Pagani Zonda. I love that car.
Or the Zonda R?
Zonda R, I think it was.
Well, the Zonda, the actual Zonda raced as a GT1 car,
Yeah.
so it still counts.
Yeah, that's a really nice
That's
car.
fine then.
I have 2 answers to mine. For F1, it's the Brawn, 2009, and elsewhere, the 205 T16, and the Pikes Peak car, which is mental.
Yeah.
That's not 2. That's 3.
That's 3.
Well, it's the same branch of
Well,
car.
you
The
said
Pikes-
you had 2 cars.
The Pikes Peak is basically just an
Oh, right.
205 T16.
Yeah, I'd like the BMW 134 Judd. It's a nice hill climb car.
It's also mental.
Massive, big fucking diffuser, big wings. It's awesome.
F1 engine
Yeah. Well,
in
Judd V8, brilliant. Yeah.
Judd V8, which is basically used in any garage project ever.
Yep. That's it for me. Favourite soft drink?
This
Just gonna raise the tango.
Tango, or actually no, Coke Vanilla.
Change
When
his
it's-
mind in the middle of
The
it.
original Coke Vanilla is also really nice. I don't really
Yeah.
have a favourite though. I swear it depends on my mood.
Yeah, it's like,
Sometimes I want Coke Vanilla, or even though they don't do it anymore. Sometimes I want that. Sometimes I have Pepsi Cherry. It
Yeah,
really
it's-
depends on what I want at the time.
it's kind of the same for me. I'm normally in a wee
I like this
rotation
too.
of drinks.
I like this a lot. It's good.
I like this one.
Yeah.
God, not that ad. Adverts. I like this one. But
No, but I'm normally rotating between like Iron Brew and like Dr Pepper. I enjoy
Yeah.
that, and sometimes Pepsi as well.
Is anyone going to say the fucking question?
No,
When did you realise your level of ability in racing?
or lack of.
Or lack thereof, in my case.
When I won,
I don't know. This is a.
It's
a weird one.
weirdly
Some-
worded,
some-
I think.
Applicable question,
I don't
really.
really know
'cause
what
it
someone
just
asked.
sort of goes up over time, doesn't
I
it?
don't know why someone asked this, but someone did, and I thought it wasn't stupid, so I put it in there.
I feel like a good way of me putting it is, I feel like I realise like my current ability of road racing now rather than back then,
Yeah.
because now I'm seeing how I stack up compared to everyone else in RRC,
Yeah,
for
when
example.
you start, I guess when you start in RRC, the RRC itself.
Yeah, the competition cap just didn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Well,
didn't exist. It just wasn't as high. I mean, Morjack was your main competition,
Yeah.
and then below that was Phantom. Season 2 was then Marlow, and then you had like
Yeah,
not really Phantoms.
Marlow basically put me in my place there, and then
Marlow, Sev, and a couple others. Season 3 you had like Ernest and Triple did season 2 as
Yeah.
well.
I think a better way of putting this question is when do you realise your potential?
They're basically the same thing.
yeah, it's
I mean, I guess for me properly, because RRC and HO didn't really count because I did A, not many races, and B, it was again level of competition didn't exist. The original RRC was me and Tom, and then
Yep.
I think basically like Tron. HO was me, Tom, Morjack, and a few others. Phantom I think did it. No, he did season 2, the original season 2. So I guess when I started OHR,
Yeah.
the original, well not original, there was only one, but season 3 of OHR, that was sort of the proper, like my proper introduction into mainstream racing, because that's where I actually started racing a lot more. I went from doing like 8 races in a year to doing like 50 or 60,
Yeah.
however many it was in the end. Oh, probably more than that actually.
For me, in terms of road racing, I've always been around just hot lapping in RRC, so I knew I was quick. Obviously, I couldn't race because my laptop is dead. But more in general, probably when I was playing New League World, because I did a lot of leaderboard shit on that, and I would get.
Leaderboard hunting,
I think
I remember
I
that.
think at my peak I had like 80 or something world records. So on like individual combos with certain cars. So I knew I was quick, and then Formula Pacific as well, where I had like a 60% win rate over 160 races. So yeah,
FP was a bit of knee as well, though.
yeah, it kind of was, but season 3 and 4 was hard. So, and I still held like a 70% win rate in 3 and 4. I got better. So yeah, no, FP was probably the moment where I knew I could go really far in sim racing as well. So yeah, why do you win it?
I don't know why people ask these weird questions.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Wow.
Well, you did well in MRTI.
I mean, yeah, but
kind of whenever I don't know.
I
guess we could turn this more into like what we do, like
Like
suggestions.
what the approach is, yeah.
Like not advice, but like what our approach is. Rather
go
than,
fast.
It's like
Go fast.
the method I always find
Yeah.
helps is don't overdo practice, but at the same time don't ignore it totally. Just do a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what I tend to do. A little bit here and there.
You just do like 10 laps every day.
Because if I can, like, one day I do 10 laps, okay, I know the circuit. Next day I can go, okay, I know the circuit now. I can try and find more pace.
Yeah.
Even just a bit of practice, and like whenever it's like a wet week,
Once
like
you know
even
this-
just getting a bit of practice in that will put you a good number of steps ahead of the people
Once you
who
know the
haven't.
circuit in the car, you're fine. The rest of it can come with a little bit of time and just focus.
I find that like 95% of the hard bit is getting used to the car personally. As soon as I'm used to a car, I can approach a track and be on pace within 30 laps. This applies to both sim racing and Roblox, but mostly Roblox it is. Because at the start of this season, I did like 200 odd laps of practice for the first race, and I've done like 30 ever since, 40 laps. I'm doing it right. Some of the tracks I did under prepare for, but yeah, no, I in terms of practice, I do a lot at the start to get used to the car, and then I just sort of chill out. In terms of actual approach, you always want to focus on race pace. Always, just do race stints. Don't bother doing qualifying stints, or just go full flat out pace. So it doesn't help, especially not in the long term. Just want to be sensible about it.
Yeah, I think that mostly answers that one. Good practice habits, and also just kind of making sure that you're not going into either expecting nothing or expecting everything.
You just sort of go into each race as if it's totally new, yeah.
An accurate level of expectation, so you don't think, oh, I'm going to do really crap this race. But yeah, going into a race with that attitude means if you do well, it's amazing, but at the same time, it also kind of just reduces your ability to actually focus and push.
No, well, what I find is if I'm expecting too much, I get really desperate and I tend to start making mistakes, especially if I'm not actually at my top pace at the time.
Yeah.
So.
This is a pretty good one. What we've answered this one plenty of times in podcasts,
Most
but
important
again,
aspects to Roblox leagues.
I mean, do you want to start?
Yeah, why not?
Most important aspects.
Good management.
Since I'm running a league at the minute,
It's one answer basically.
well, I like to think that it's just trying to get people to like
Motivation.
the motivation. That's what I was
Yeah.
looking for.
I think
Getting
That
people
comes with
motivated to keep coming to more and more races,
Yeah.
and over time that will
That's
build up.
definitely something that comes over time, though. That's not really something you can do yourself, other than
it,
making sure you run the league as well as you can.
the
Organisation.
gimmicks of oh yeah, we've got this new and exciting feature. It works for a while for most leagues, but then after like 5 races, people stop being particularly interested in this new and sparkly feature.
Yeah,
So
I spam this all the time when it comes to people asking how to make the league, but it's just organisation.
yeah,
If you organise your league and actually want to run it, it will go forever. Whether it's shit or good, it will go forever. If you keep it all together. If you don't organise it, then you're going to not want to run it because it's a pile of crap. So it kind of goes.
just keep it new and shiny. There you go.
It goes hand in hand, and also make sure the community are actually involved in what they want. Don't just run the league for yourself.
That's why I do vote polls like
You are
each
running,
season.
ultimately you are running the league not for yourself but for other people. That's how leagues work. You're not racing it in yourself unless you're a moron, basically. So there you go. Yeah, I think we got some. There you go. Do any of you play an instrument? No.
No.
Good question.
What was your first row racing title, and mainly what interesting stories can be told about it?
Do we count RRC Season 0?
Do you want to?
No, so the season didn't end.
There you go.
Well, other than RRC Season 0, I think I won Super Formula first. Or did I win IGL?
Didn't you win RRC first?
No, season. It was
Was it-
definitely before the
I
end of
thought-
season 9. Because I
Was
won
that the Super
IGL
Formula?
Season 1 and I won
You didn't. I did.
No, you won IGL Season 1 by like 2 points after I missed the race.
So Super Formula was your first.
So it was Super Formula, yeah.
Do you have any interesting stories about it?
I won everything.
Wait, that
I
works.
think I literally won every race except for like 2.
Well, I won one.
Yeah, I dropped 2 races all because Louis won 1 as well,
Mm.
and then I won the rest of the races, which was like 12.
Okay, that answers that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just did what I normally do. The cars really suited me as well. So.
Me, it was Commands IndyCar League season 5. I do have a few interesting stories. Mainly at the end of the season. The start of the season was kind of just whatever. I won 3 out of the 9 races that we did. The last 2, I had a P4 and a DNF because P4 I had a massive amount of slowdown lag and just couldn't race.
Wasn't one of them where Marlow dicked you off or someone?
The last race, no, was it last race? Second last race is, oh no, it's DNF P4. Second last race of the season, I won the championship by DNFing because Marlow didn't attend. What happened was it was literally lap 1, turn 1, and I was on the outside. I was stuck on the outside. I was literally as high as I could go, and then someone just decided to not take the line and drive into me and push me up the wall. And I went into a crash wall and DNF'd on the spot. It was I think it was like Homestead Oval or something.
Yeah.
There was also the Indy 500 where I came P2 in the end because of some silly strategy nonsense. Where Marlow was able to put under safety car and basically won the race from there.
Right. Yeah.
Anything else? It was an A chassis title, so my first title was an A chassis title.
Little Audi is not loyal to tank chassis.
Well, the next 22 were tank.
SMH.
The next 22 were tank chassis. So there you go.
Well, my first title was the MRTI Season 2 Pro Mazda. Although the fun thing was, I wasn't even in the title fight for like the first half of the season. It wasn't until like I saw the point standings with like 5 rounds to go, I was like, oh wait, because I was sitting about 4th place or something.
Yeah.
And I wasn't too far off the top. And then when it got to the final round, I was like 15 points ahead in the championship. Ahead of Jason, or Golden Guardian, however you know him. And as we were about to start the race, it turned out Jason couldn't attend.
Oh right.
So I won the title just before the race begun.
It's always the way to do it, isn't it?
You had Oka in 3rd, but he was more than a win behind.
Right.
So
that wasn't happening anyway.
no.
Not bad, there you go. This is more just me and you. How did you end up being friends? School.
Yeah.
Literally it. There's no interesting story behind it. We just knew each other through school and knew both of us liked cars.
You can edit this out if you don't want it. Yeah. But didn't it go through like James
I mean,
had a fit at you?
yeah. There's other shit going on, and but that didn't really impact it at all.
Yeah, no, we were already talking at that point, so. But that was
school.
I became friends with everyone.
I mean, obviously us is just row racing.
Yeah.
Over that community. Why do you prefer Project Apex over every other racing game on Robux? I get this mainly just because Project Apex is actually quite good. Ignoring the silly question, it's looking good.
It's coming along really well.
I haven't really seen anything of that, so.
I think at the
I
most.
played it like 20 minutes on the day it came out and I haven't bothered.
Yeah,
So.
it needs more development. Once
Yeah.
it becomes more of a polished product, I think people will start playing it more.
Just need to surpass Dallar's game. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, the fact that that's doing well at
Please.
the moment is disappointing. He's got like all sorts of other games, like bloody.
Like an IndyCar one as well.
No, he has
Okay.
like Adopt Me type games.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
great.
And
What a guy.
Darla City.
I didn't-
Genuinely, he has role playing games and it's horrible.
How long did the journey take? Well done to whoever submitted this. You're a fucking idiot. It took about 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
This is a good one. What's your favourite game that isn't Roblox?
I think you know mine. Automobilista.
Not Need for Speed World?
It would be about if it was still.
If
running,
it was
would
still-
be, yeah.
This is of all time. Not
Of all time, Need for Speed World. Currently, AMS.
I mean, for me, it would probably just be the Pokemon series of games. To be honest with you, like, I really enjoy playing them a lot.
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of shading as well. So.
I think for me, I don't know. My interests are quite singular in terms of racing. Is mainly what I enjoy. At the moment, I'm enjoying automation, messing around with that, and shoving the cars in BeamNG and seeing what stupidity I've created.
Then seeing how they turn out after they race.
Most of them turn out to be understeery boats, but it's it's really fun messing around with that. Of all time, I don't know. Racer 7 is pretty close. Is up there certainly. Some of the stuff we did on PB Fanatic was always really fun. Other games prior to that, I don't really think I have any favourites prior to like 2013. There isn't really anything that sticks out for me, game wise. So I guess those are my main answers. Racer 7, currently automation. Mobile Motorsport Manager was fun as well. It's a good way of killing a bunch of time. So
I've never tried that.
it's good
Well,
fun.
I saw you playing it. It's cool.
Good fun. I remember one game that it wasn't racing related. I did enjoy a while back until it glitched out and like the game just stopped existing.
Yeah.
Was a Brothers in Arms PC game. It was made in like 2004. It's basically just like a more real Call of Duty, like the original World at War or something. More focused on the actual like story aspect, less on like the multiplayer and messing around, that sort of thing. It was a good game until I got to a tank scene where the tank decided to disappear and not exist anymore. And then
so you soft locked essentially.
the game, I just couldn't progress any further,
Yeah.
and then I stopped playing it for a while, and then I lost the disc, and I don't know where it is to this day.
Yeah.
But that was that's a really fun game. I don't normally, other than like on Roblox when I used to play FPS, I don't really touch FPS very much. So it was a game I got given as a birthday present. It was actually, I ended up being like, I have nothing better to do, let's give it a try. And it was actually ended up being a really really fun game. I can't remember what one it was. It was Brothers in Arms something or other. I think like 2 or something. So that's the answer to that one.
What's the future?
I guess we'll cover this one briefly. I'm not really sure we can have really good answers.
Who the fuck knows?
I'd like to say that it's on the up, to be honest, from my perspective.
At the moment, ish. I mean, road racing. It's kind of, we need more people who are wanting to actually run stuff and more drivers.
I'd say we need more drivers.
Yeah,
because we're losing people. At the
Just
moment.
expansion in general, which will happen. It's a natural cycle that people leave, people
there's
come.
no
people
one
leave.
coming into the community at this, like the sort of,
It is a natural cycle.
especially people that want to actually race and are willing to stick to racing after doing well.
People were saying in 2017, this community is dying, it's getting smaller, and it's still, basically the same as it is now. People will leave, and more people will come in, and it will balance out eventually. It's just kind of natural. I mean, how many people now are still here from sort of 2016, 17?
Hello.
You're looking at sort of like 40-50% maybe.
hello.
So, yeah, I think it'll keep going. It'll probably go as long as it goes.
As long as I live.
I don't really see it
Yeah.
like ending for the foreseeable future until everyone grows up and not enough people are here to sustain it. Basically, it.
Watch me, I'll be
At least 4 or 5 years.
I'll be
basically.
fucking 40 and still running Super Formula.
What do you think about A chassis? It's fine apart from in leagues.
I don't really care. I've never tried it really.
I have fun with
It's
it, like,
alright.
as much as I joke about like in voice chats and saying, "Oh, it's a shit." A chassis is really fun. The problem is it's not really suitable for leagues unless you really mess around with it and work with it for ages, because if you go and collide, it doesn't work. The cars are too glitchy for it, and the physics are just they're delayed. They're not very fun. They're just sluggish. There's no response to them really. Again, it could be tweaks, but A chassis in general it's just not for me. It's opinions. I'm sure if you were to ask the A chassis community, they'd be like, "Oh, it's it's amazing," because that's what they're used to racing. They'd probably say tank is shit. So it's all opinions. I think it's fine, just not really for leagues. In games, it's fun. Do you want to answer stuff?
I said it was alright. Like, I don't mind like trying out A chassis cars now and again, just for a wee change, you know.
How you found Roblox?
Click here for free iPhone.
This guy, yeah. Yeah.
I found Roblox just again through a mate who was like, check out this. We're gonna mess around with it for a bit, and I was like, okay, sure.
I played it back in high school, but back in 2009. So
Yeah.
then I went off it for a wee while. Then I came back to it.
Terrifier 13, I guess, was your first account.
Yeah. And
I'm
then
not gonna
Roblox
talk
was
about
like,
my
hey,
obvious
you need to
names.
change your
I
password.
did you?
Yeah.
I have
shit,
all of them
fucking
friended
useless.
still.
Do you actually?
I do, yes.
Oh god. I need to die now. Okay. Yeah. No. I played paintball with you. That was the first thing.
Paintball.
Here we
Call
go.
of Duty Roblox.
Here's the one everyone's been waiting
Call of
for.
Duty Roblox was one I actually was good at.
Yeah.
Right. Biggest cunt in the community.
I feel like we've all got
In the local community or the bigger racing community?
Just in
Like,
general.
are we including
Whatever.
like people from like all forms of road racing?
They're all cunts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. No, I mean, it's again easy one to answer. Mikhail, Eden, Team Kill.
I feel like Darla is the biggest prick
Darla.
simply because he plagiarises. That's it.
I'd say Mikhail
I
just
don't-
because he's
I
irritating.
don't care about Mikhail, he's just irritating.
I agree
Team
with
Kill
the
was a
Mikhail one.
dickhead, but
He's just relentless.
Darla actually nicks stuff. Plagiarises, and that's just not.
I mean, I've got my own personal one, and you know who it is.
Marlo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Marlo's fine. He's just a bit in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just he says things just to have effect. There's no need to say them, but he does anyway. Whatever.
But he just
He's
acts to get
fine.
people's nerves.
On the most
that's just
part.
fine, yeah.
Frank.
And that's it.
That's it. That's,
Yeah.
that's all the questions I
I've
think
run
we've
out.
got.
I've run out of drawing.
I guess any other sort of topics or things you want to cover at the moment while we're here. I mean, we'll be having I'll be doing another podcast, another normal podcast.
Well, we might be recording some of the stuff that we did at karting.
if we do karting,
Well,
if we do karting,
yeah.
let's organise it still. If we do it,
Yeah,
we will do it.
we will do it,
If we
but
do
if
it,
we
Yeah.
do it, it'll be in like half a week.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think we'll leave it at that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
very
was good.
Quick.
Remember to
Well done.
like and subscribe.
Bye.